Hi, Simon of The Whole Thing. I'm very excited to share with you my insights into developing your sales talent for much better sales performance. This is often a challenge, not that you can't do it, but also it's finding the time to develop your sales talent. That's another question. You need to find the time. Here are some top tips which will help you use that time effectively. Tip number one is develop a skills matrix. The skill matrix should have 6 to 8 key skills that are required for a particular position. So it's one matrix per position, if you like, in your team. A skill is the ability to do something very well. So some key skills in sales would be closing the deal. Yes, delivering profitable results, reporting on time. Yes. Things like that are skills. Okay, so that's number one. Create this skill matrix. Nice and simple, easy to do. You can produce that very quickly. Number two is to rate the individual in that job against each skill. So on a scale of 1 to 5 against that skill, is Peter 1, not very good at closing sales? Is he a 3, neither good nor particularly poor? Or is he excellent at closing business? So you rate the individual against every single skill in the matrix. So number two is your rating. Number three is you give the skill matrix to the individual and you say, look, Peter, please self-assess yourself against these skills in this matrix. I want to use this as part of your development. I'm excited to start developing you in your role as a sales job. If you perform all of these skills particularly well, you've mastered the sales job. So Peter will go away and do his self-assessment. He'll also think, right, he may have different results to you. The next step is to share your assessment with his assessment. So you share your assessment together. And this discussion is part of a development discussion which ultimately determines a focus for Peter's development. Collectively, you've agreed the priorities for Peter in terms of behaviour change, in terms of aligning his action and behaviours to areas which are very relevant in terms of performance on the job that will make the biggest difference to him right now. So that's number 4. Number 4 is to share your assessment. Number 5 is to, following that discussion, agree on a focus, agree on a development objective. Yes, and then you coach and mentor Peter or the individual to improve their performance. We use a very useful approach called GROW. Its origins are in problem solving. It's a question-based approach because if you can encourage insight in the individual and they come up with their own development action plan, there's so much more buy-in. So this is a very interesting approach and subject to another tip session. But these are my 5 tips for developing your sales talent. Number 1, construct a skill matrix. Very simple, easy to do. 6 to 8 skills. Then rate the individual in that job against each particular skill. Then ask the individual to do a self-assessment. Then share the results. This is tip number 4. Number 5, you then need to mentor and coach the individual in that job to achieve their development objectives. This way, ladies and gentlemen, you will improve your sales talent in your team. They will develop skills that are a very competent level and allow you more time to work on other priorities in your sales job. Ultimately, you'll achieve better sales results. So I'm hoping you found those tips useful, and I'm very much looking forward to the prospect of meeting you at some point in the near future. Thank you very much for listening.